Okay guys, my name is Austin. This is my first video tutorial on Sketchup, and this Sketchup is basically meant for beginners. I'm showing you some things you need to know in order to come up with a nice Sketchup model. So the first thing we need to do in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you the tools, the uses of the tools. Okay, what we have here is some repetition of what we have here. So I'm going to be using this one alone. So first thing, we need to remove this man. Just click on him and press delete, and your SketchUp, your delete button on your keyboard. Then this tool is called select tool. Okay, before then you need to set up your window. You need to know the unit you're working in, because when you open SketchUp newly, it could come in different units you may not know. So you need to be sure what you're doing. You need to be sure of the unit you're working in. So you go to window and then model info, go to units, it's already highlighted, and then by default, especially if you install SketchUp newly, it comes in architectural, and then this inches is always default. It's always inactive. You can change it. So you change this to decimal, and then this is already millimeters. I love to use millimeters. If you love to use inches, feet, centimeters, meters, just choose what's best for you, and then make sure these two boxes are checked. I'll tell you the uses later. Select millimeters, and then okay, we're not going to go deep into this for now. So when you're done, you just click close window. So I'll be starting by explaining the uses of the tools for you. This is a select tool. It is used to select an object or deselect an object by clicking an empty space. For instance, if I have an object selected by the same select tool and I want to deselect it, I can easily press outside on an empty space, then it is deselected. So that is what it is meant for. Let me delete this, highlighting it, and press delete button on my keyboard. So this is paint bucket. Okay, you can still use it. This is paint bucket. This is used to pick a particular color and then painting your model or whichever face you want to do. Material, window is not out. Go to window, select material, and then it is out here. So you can drag it to wherever you want, put it on color. So you use paint bucket to select the color you want. Pick red, for instance, and then put it on it. It turns red. So that's what paint does. So this is erase tool. Eraser is meant to erase an edge. Now you can't erase a surface, you can only erase an edge. So if you want to erase, this is how you do it. And then this is a rectangle tool. You have seen me use it. Just pick on it. It is used to draw a rectangular face or square face, depending on how you want it. You can also enter the figures of whatever you want to draw in this lower right corner. So when you're drawing it, you can just type it, and then it gives you whatever you want. I'm going to show you some tricks on this in my subsequent videos. Okay, so the next tool is circular tool. Okay, pencil tool, which is also known as line tool. I can also use it to do the same thing I used the rectangular tool to do, but in this case you have to draw it 4 times to get in. And then another thing you need to know is that SketchUp has 3 axes. The vertical axis, the blue axis, the green, and the red axis. So whatever you're drawing, you have to make sure that it is on either of these axes, and then you need to know which direction each axis goes. If not, you're going to be frustrated. That's SketchUp for you. Whenever it meets the starting point, it forms a surface. So you should also get used to that. So this is a circular tool. Just like we have a rectangular tool, you can also draw a circular tool. You can type in the radius at the lower right corner of your window, and then you enter. Now there is also a tip I'm going to show you. This circle is made up of segments. If you get very close, you see that they are made up of segments. So if you want to draw a smooth circle, when you pick this, you can enter the number of segments. The higher the number of segments, the smoother the circle is. Then the lower the number of segments, that's the other way around, right? So that's done. I'll be coming back to that in my subsequent videos. Then this is to draw an arc, 2 points arc. You can draw this segment also works here, so you can also use the line tool to complete it, and then it forms a surface. SketchUp is very interesting. Then this is move tool. This is actually a freehand. You want to draw freehand with freehand. This is what it is meant for, right? Freehand sketch. So you're very good at sketching with freehand. That's your tool. And this is a move tool. Now this move tool has series of functions. It is move, it is also a copy tool, and then some other functions that I'll be telling you about later in the tutorial. So before you move, pick the move tool, or pick the object you want to move, select it, and then pick the move tool. You can pick it and move it the way you want. Or if you want to copy, it's also a copy tool. You just press your control button on your keyboard, and then it copies. You'll see a plus sign on the move icon. So that is what that does. Then the next tool is a push and pull tool. Very interesting tool to use in SketchUp. This is meant for pulling surfaces up and down or sideways, depending on the nature of the object. For instance, this one can go sideways. You can pull this, and then you can also do this. So that is what pull or push tool is meant for. You can also create a surface in between this by pressing the control buttons. Or some of the tips. When you press the control button, you see that there's a line here, and by the time you delete the one above, you will see that another surface has been created. So the control button is very important in SketchUp. You need to master it and get used to it. And then this is a rotate button. You want to rotate this object, you just highlight it first and pick the rotate tool, and then you want to rotate it on this axis. You can see it is rotating. You may not notice the effect because we're using that. So let's use this to practicalize the rotate button. It's a very interesting button. Very interesting tool to use. Rotate. Now you can rotate with reference to the base. Click on one point, click on the other point, then you rotate like that. Or you can rotate with reference to the side. It goes the other way. And then another rotation on red axis, it goes the other way. So it all depends on the side you want to make your rotation. So that's what a rotation tool is meant for. This tool is called Follow Me tool. It's another interesting, let's deselect this. It's another interesting tool you need to know about in SketchUp. I'll tell you more about it in my next video. Now this is some scale tool. Scale tool is a very nice tool also. For instance, I'll scale my object, highlight the object, and then click the scale. And you see the nodes, numerous nodes. which shows you that you can scale this in different directions. Now if I put it on the top edge or the lower edge of it, it scales uniformly. It does not distort the shape of my object. That is what that is meant for. Then this, I want to scale it along the side, like increasing the length. I want to scale this along the height, increasing the height. And then I want to scale it on this side, on both sides. So it all depends on what you want to do. So that is scale tool. Let's deselect. And then this is an offset tool. If you're used to CAD software, you know what offset really means. So you can also offset faces. When you click on the face and you bring in the offset tool on it, you will see this little node moving on the edge, meaning it's about to offset from that edge, either inward or outward, depending on what you want. So you just click it and bring it in, or you take it out. Bring it in or you take it out. Once you do that, you can work on other faces, like push it in or pull out. So SketchUp is a very interesting software, and this is a tape tool. It's used for measuring. For instance, I want to know the distance, I want to know the height of this object. It shows you there 757.3 millimeters. And then this is for dimension. So you can easily click on a line, and you can't do it on the face, you always do it on an edge. It's also showing me the same distance. And then this is an orbit tool. I'm not going to tell you about this for now. They're not as important like that, but they are really important. But I'm going to discuss that in the next. An orbit, I've been orbiting, but I want to show you the orbit tool. Once you click this on your mouse, you want to see the other sides of your model. You just left click and then you move around your model to see the other sides. This is pan. Like you want to move your model from one point to another. That's what it does. This is zoom. You want to zoom a particular area. And then zoom extent is for you to see anything that is on your window, probably that is hiding. Once you just click it, everything comes into visibility. And then some other tools like that I'm going to show you very soon. But for today, this is where I want to end this tutorials. I'm going to be posting some of my videos on my YouTube channel. So please, I'd like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and get updates of the video tutorials on SketchUp that I'll be posting. I believe that in a short time from now, you should be doing your own models. Like, I'm going to be taking you through so many things up to the rendering level, and then your post-production and so many things. So I believe that at the end of everything, you're going to learn how to do or to model your building using SketchUp in just few minutes. I mean few minutes. Yes, probably 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, you're done with a full model. That's how fast SketchUp is. So subscribe to my YouTube channel for more video tutorials on SketchUp. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.